guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. It's been a while because kids are in spring break, but finally kids are back to school. So I thought I'd get back onto my broadcast. It's very hard for me to make a broadcast today just because we have some tragic things happening in Taiwan, and then, he stirred up some emotion in me. But knowing myself, prevent myself not to go to the dark hole or ranting too much, I decided to talk about something completely different. So anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about if I can remove one thing in the world. But before I started, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. The reason I want to talk about this question is because a while back, people ask me if I can remove anything, right? If I can remove one thing from this world, what would it be, right? So, hey there. So anyway, they sure enough, people will want to know what I would have to say based on my perspective, because there are, so many bad things happening in the world, so many, stuff that we try so hard to get rid of and all that. But anyway, I didn't answer that right away. The reason of that is because I like to, really digest the question, really look into it, really think it through, and treat it like, it's a real option. Like, it's a real option, like what I can do. If I can really remove one thing from the world, and what would I be? But today, I think I'm ready to share. The reason I think I'm ready to share with you is, if I can remove one thing from the world completely and make this world a better place, that thing would be called comparison. That means I start to realize, which you probably hear me talk about it from the previous episode too. I seriously told you guys comparison is pretty much the only thing or habit that human has, right? We have a tendency to compare, even though a lot of time we deny that we don't, right? When it comes to universe, they don't really compare one another. Like, oh, why are you alpha? Why am I not? How come you got beautiful fur, and how come I don't? Right? They don't do that kind of comparison. But a lot of time, we human using our own perception to decide that that's what they were doing, even though in reality, that's not really what they're doing. So because we have such a habit of comparing things, therefore, we often use that kind of perception and apply it on everything else, or even on the nature, like what things are not comparing, and we will assume they are, right? So the reason I talk about this, like why I will remove comparison, is because I start to realize it actually is the cause of a lot of things, right? You know what I mean? Like, you start to imagine a child, just start imagining a child, right? We start having a concept like, I'm worse than other people, I'm better than other people. Really, it all starts from comparison, right? If we never compare you, or you are just you, right, then, your skin color will no longer matter. Your religion will no longer matter. Your report card will no longer matter. You know what I mean? So, the way you look would no longer matter. It would just simply be what it is. It would simply be a fact, but nothing else. So it is what it is, but nothing else. So that would also apply to us. We start growing up, right? Because all those comparisons been giving to us, and that I also start to realize it lead to a lot of clients often come to me and start believing I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't really know the value of myself. Why? If you think you're not good enough, you must have something you compare to. That's why you think you're not good enough. Who give you that good standard? Who give you that pretty standard? Who give you that smart standard? You must have something that you are comparing yourself to. That's why you define yourself not good enough. You define yourself not smart enough. You define yourself not pretty enough. You know what I mean? So because of that, through, so many years of consultation, I really come to this point, feel I can finally answer this question, even though that was a question from a while back. People ask me if I can remove one thing, what would that be? I mean, at that time, we'll probably think about, you can remove war, but really, is that enough to solve everything? We can remove the sadness, but really, is that a solution to anything? No. I start to realize if we can remove the habit of comparison, which I already talked about, it was only a human habit. We humans have a tendency to compare. We compare one from the other, and then we also label them. So we don't just compare, we label them too, right? After comparison, we tell you, I'm better than you, I'm lower than you. So now I want you to be able to sit in my position and really start thinking about it. You will start to understand where I come from because I already talked about it. We human is simply just a walking light bulb, right? If every light bulb have an existence, have a importance of existence, right? There's simply no reason to compare one light bulb to the other because small wattage will have a use of small wattage, while the big wattage have a big use of the big wattage, right? So when you are comparing, hey, I'm brighter than you, it really made no sense, right? I might put you in the bright space, it will work, but when I go to bed and I still turn on the 100 watts, I don't think it's gonna work well, right? So if we can simply remove the comparison, like, hey, you are equally important as me. Hey, you may not get the report card as A, but you must be good at something else. Just imagine the world like that. Just simply imagine it. Like, hey, I believe in Buddhism, but I think Christianity is equally good. I believe Catholic is equally good. I believe Muslim is equally good. Because everything exists for a reason. There's no better or worse. It is simply what it is. When we start as a human, remove that comparison out of things. In between relationship, in between the races, in between the nationality, in between the skin color, everything else, we human does that. So now I want you to simply imagine that. Just imagine the world without that. Now you realize how much more free, like how you put yourself to be, right? All of a sudden, you are free from all those labels you will throw upon. All of a sudden, you are free from your skin color, your height, your look, your religions, your knowledge, anything, because you no longer have to compare yourself. You will then let go of all the struggle you hold on for years and really embrace who you are as a being, no matter whatever you choose to be, right? So anyway, I also believe that is a quick question to answer something is, that's also where sometimes people turn extreme, right? Just because they continue living in the society they feel like couldn't fit anywhere. No matter how hard they work, no matter how good they feel, they already try everything to reach their standard. They're just never good enough for some way. So that very often, which I believe kids too, or teenager, or young adult, right? They're thinking, why bother? Why bother trying, right? So that's where they give up. That's why they decide to take a wrong turn or something and make the wrong decision, right? But seriously, if you remove it, if you remove all the comparison, that means whatever you are given in this body is just perfect to fit you, right? If you can imagine that, then you'll realize you actually have a greater possibility for the future. But anyway, just thought I did a quick broadcast today. And again, if you guys like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Periscope. Been a while. You can always join me live or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website ruowen.com. Till then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.